Yo, what's good? I'm gonna show you how to turn your ESDEEKID type beats from this into this. Alright, so to start this beat, I opened up Zenology and got this preset called Auto Pluck, and this is what I laid down. And to make this, I just built a very simple minor chord right here, and then I just pitched up the top note up an octave and extended it out for a full bar, and then I added a little semitone jump here to make it sound a little bit spooky. Then I put the root of the chord right here just to build some tension into the next chord. And the next chord is literally just the same chord as before. I just pitched the top note down 2 semitones. Then I just copied these 2 bars over and kept pitching the top note down. I pitched it down another 2 semitones and then 1 semitone. And then I just repeated the whole thing. It's pretty simple. Here's what that sounds like. Honestly, sounds pretty shit. So what I did was just export this and then I just reversed it. And that sounds pretty spooky right there, I can't lie. That sounds pretty good. That sounds like it's deep. But I low-key still wanted to use the unreversed version, so I just came in here and I added on a portal and a gross beat. And this is what that sounds like with these effects. And that's kind of just like a texture I have in the background and like the hook in the verse. Alright, to keep the melody going, I opened up Zenology again and used this preset called Mystery Movie. And I just followed the top notes from the chord progression and laid it down straight into here. Very simple, just copied it straight over. Finally, I just copied over the very basic chords from the very first chord progression that we made. You can see the descending top line right here, and the rest of it is just kept the same throughout. And I just used this preset called Voltage March from Zenology again, and this is what that sounds like. So that's the melody done, and I'll play it all together for you guys to hear what it sounds like. So now that that melody's done, it's time to go on to the drums. So to start off the drums, I just open up a snare, put down a really simple jerk snare pattern. Here's what that one sounds like. Next I open up a hi-hat, and I just lay down a pretty simple 2-step hi-hat pattern, but I just deleted some of the notes and added in like a roll here, and I kept it pretty simple. I literally just made a 2-bar loop and then duplicated it over for the 8 bars. You can see it's just all the exact same loop. This is what that one sounds like. Next I just added an accent snare and put it on the first offbeat of every bar. Next I just added a clap with the usual clap pattern. I'm sure you guys know what that is. If you don't, it's a clap on every 3rd beat of every bar. Try and use like distorted drum samples for ESDEEKID type beats because it sounds really good with the dark melodies. And to finish off the drums, I just laid down a simple 808 pattern. I just followed the top line that was used all throughout the melody. The final thing of this beat that I added was something that you probably know and you probably expected in an ESDEEKID type beat. It's this. But I'm not trying to bite the swag completely, so I just added in a breathe, you know, so it's still original and shit, but it's a breathe. And here's what the drum sounds like all together. So to start off arranging the beat, I just took one part of the melody here and made it play by itself for 2 bars, and I brought in all of the drums here, not adding in any more parts of the melody though. Then for the second 8-bar loop, I brought in one more part of the melody right here, and then I consolidated all of this out so I could cut it at the end here without there being any overlap into that little bit of dead air that I wanted. Adding in this little cut right here makes the next 8-bar loop drop hit way harder. Then for this next 8-bar loop, I took out this part of the melody right here and I added in this one. And then for the final 8 bars of the verse, I took out the drums for the very first 2 bars and then just added them back in, just to add in a little bit of variation and not make the listener get bored. Now for the bridge, I just brought over this part of the melody here and played it for 8 bars and added in my tag. Then I just copied everything over again to make another hook and a verse. You can see it's all the exact same. And that's literally all I did. I appreciate you guys for watching so much. I'll now play the full beat for you guys. And yeah, I'll probably start posting weekly again for you guys. I've been on it for a minute, but I actually felt good making YouTube videos, so anyway, I'll play the beat for you guys.